Hey guys, welcome back to Objective Reviews. My name's Nick, and you're probably wondering why an iPhone 8 Plus video just a day before the iPhone 10 launches. And well, for a very good reason. So let's get started with the unboxing of the 8 Plus itself. And since you've probably already seen a lot of these on YouTube already, I'm just going to quickly go through them. Well, you still have the pretty old same unboxing experience as the 7 and the 7 Plus, and the 8 and the 8 Plus that are available offer a similar unboxing experience. You get the Lightning earpods, the 3.5mm to Lightning adapter, the charging cable, and the utterly disgraceful 5-watt charger in the box. Now, do remember that the 8 and the 8 Plus support fast charging, but there's really no way you can tell if your phone is actually using fast charging, unlike some other solutions offered in Android phones like the S8, S8 Plus, the Note 8, the 7, S7 Plus, the Note 7, etc, etc. You get what I'm saying. So there's no visual indicator that the phone is actually utilizing fast charging, and well, you just have to guess. Now, the 5-watt charger that comes in the box is not going to support fast charging, so you'll have to buy an additional charger that you get. And we tested it with the OnePlus 3T's charger, and it seems to work. So if you have one of those lying around, you can get those, or you can get one of the dash chargers from OnePlus instead of the more expensive counterpart from Apple, although we cannot take responsibility if it does damage your phone. So we just tested it out very briefly and it worked, so that's all I'm saying. Now let's get the cost and pricing out of the way. In India right now, these phones are retailing for about 60,000 on offers, sometimes even 59 and 58,000 if you're lucky to get one of those offers, and then you have all of these cashbacks and 70% off from vendors like Reliance Jio, and then Airtel should be coming up with their own offers pretty soon on their online store. So you have a lot of those, and I'll leave information for all of this down in the description. Now this is for the 8. The 8 Plus on the other hand is similarly priced at around 70,000, although the MRPs are about 3,000 to 4,000 more for all of these phones. So, and I'm talking about the 64GB capacity. The 256GB capacity phones are priced at about 10,000 more over their 64GB counterparts. So now let's talk about the specs on the 8 Plus, which are similar to the 8, and I'll mention the differences. Now, first of all, you have the A11 Bionic chip, and the Bionic really doesn't mean anything except that it is a marketing title given to the A11 chip because Apple figured, hey, we should have cool names, right? And okay, so I get it, Bionic, it has a neural network now in there, and it starts, integrating more with your body, like your face and etc, etc. You get what I'm trying to say. We already have Touch ID, so Bionic, pretty cool name, but it doesn't really affect how the A11 chip works at all. So that is something to keep in mind. Now, the A11 chip is completely shattering Android performances on the Snapdragon 835, which is its current flagship, and the 835 actually cannot even come close to the iPhone 7's A10 chip. So the A10X we also have in the middle, and the 835 can come nowhere close to the performance of these chips. So Apple has done an excellent job with these chips and the engineering as always, and they are more power efficient, which explains why these phones have slightly smaller batteries compared to the previous generation. And now let's talk about the glass. Now, of course, this phone looks absolutely gorgeous with the back glass and the new black color. It's not, the new space gray color. And although it's not technically completely black, the glass and the glossy finish on the back is absolutely gorgeous. But do keep in mind that it is still fragile, although the glass is of very excellent quality, and you should have decent drop protection, but I do thoroughly recommend putting a case on it, and I'll leave some links down to cases that I recommend in the description, so you can go check them out as well. And these cases will fit your 7 and 8, and then your 7 Plus and your 8 Plus. So if you've owned one of the previous devices, you can just continue using the same case. So given that, the obvious thing becomes that Apple hasn't changed the design in over 3-4 years, and I see a lot of criticism going on about this, and I don't honestly see why that is a bad thing. So if something is designed really well, why would you go ahead and change it? The design for vacuum cleaners hasn't changed in years. The design for refrigerators hasn't changed in decades. The design for ceiling fans hasn't changed in decades. The design for cars hasn't changed in decades. And like the basic structure of cars, that hasn't changed in decades. The design for aeroplanes hasn't changed in decades. So why would you go around changing stuff that is excellent? It makes no sense. So the criticism and the arguments that people are giving out about the design being the same and boring and yada yada yada, it just falls flat on its face because it's an excellent design. So with the design out of the way, how does the build quality feel in the hand? Well, the phone feels impeccable. It is absolutely heavy, so you get a good grip and it's not going to slip out of your hand because I believe that the side edges of the phone have a slightly different texture that allow a better grip. And because glass is obviously going to give you a better grip compared to an aluminium back, well, you do have better grip, but nonetheless, I do definitely encourage putting a case on it simply because of all the fingerprints you're going to quickly gather on the back surface. It's just utterly horrible how quickly fingerprints get on this. And Apple tends to usually put a fingerprint resistant coating on the front glass, so I'm not sure why it's absent from the back glass. Maybe an oversight. And I'm currently using the OnePlus 3T as my daily driver, which is an absolutely rubbish phone, simply because of the OS. The hardware is perfectly fine, the OS is just rubbish. But compared to the 3T, this phone is a lot heavier, although it's the same footprint, almost the same footprint. Now the 8 has a single 12 megapixel camera on the back with a f1.8 aperture, but the 8 Plus has two cameras just like its predecessor on the 7 Plus. But unfortunately, the telephoto lens on the 8 Plus is not optically stabilized. What that means is if you're using telephoto mode in videos and photos, you're not going to get the optical image stabilization that is reserved for the iPhone 10, and that's quite a shame because both phones are pretty much the same and capable except for the front display and the size. And yeah, okay, I get your point. Now the biggest thing in this year's iteration of the camera app for the camera is the portrait modes, and I'll just leave a quick few shots I gathered during my testing. And as you can see, portrait mode is absolutely brilliant so far, except for the last two modes which I really do not like, and they don't also work great as of yet, but I'm guessing the iOS 11.1 update fixes that. And for the landscape shots, just check out this image. The dynamic range in there is absolutely gorgeous, and this is just straight out of the camera, and it's not a raw photo, it hasn't been edited. It is absolutely beautiful. The dynamic range and the details and the shadows are still there. This is at sunset, and I just love this shot so much. I just cannot wait to get my hands on the iPhone 10 and get more detailed information to show you guys. Now all of this is powered by Apple's new image signal processor on the A11 Bionic chip, and it does a great job, especially in low light conditions now. And there is no longer that blue shift that used to occur on the iPhone 7, which did not happen on the 6S. So it started on the iPhone 7 and it's now no longer there in the 8 and the 8 Plus. And adding that with the impeccable low light performance of this phone, this is an absolute winner. Okay, let's quickly talk about the screen. It's the same as the 7 and 7 Plus. It's an LCD display, but with a small change. Now it has True Tone, and what this allows you to do is once you turn it on, the screen will automatically match the temperature and tint of the screen to your ambient lighting around you. And what this does is give you a more natural looking image representation on your phone and prevent less stress on your eyes. And so far it's working pretty great. We've already seen this on the iPad Pro, which came earlier this year and which I also reviewed on the channel. Link to it is right here. You can go check it out. So yeah, good job. I want to make a quick note about audio on the 8 and the 8 Plus. We still don't have aptX support, so it seems like Apple is aggressively pushing their W1 chip found in the Beats X and the Apple AirPods. So yeah, come on Apple, just give us aptX, please. Pretty please. Pretty please. No? Okay, I'll be on my way. So who should buy this phone? So I know a lot of YouTubers have told you that, just skip the 8 and the 8 Plus and get the X, or that's pretty bad advice, right? Because the difference in cost between these two or these three devices is huge. The iPhone 10 is going to cost $999, or if you're buying from Best Buy, $199 or something like that, something really ridiculous. And in India, it's going to cost about 89 to 90,000, all the way up to 1,10,000, and that is just insane. So what about someone who has a 6 or a 6S, or someone who's still rocking the 5S? Well, do definitely go and try out the 8 or the 8 Plus in your local stores with your local retailers, and these are pretty amazing devices, and they are equally capable as the iPhone 10 will be, except for that you don't get Face ID and the OLED screen. Those are the only two major differences that I can point out right now between these two devices. So if you are looking to upgrade your iPhone, or if you are looking to move to the iPhone platform, do definitely go and check it out in your local retailers or in the links I'll put in the description. So I started this video off with a simple question. Why make this video now when the iPhone 10 releases tomorrow? Well, we have the answer now, because a lot of us have been getting bad advice from a lot of other tech publications that, don't buy the 8 and the 8 Plus, just skip it and go for the 10. But that is really terrible advice in my opinion, and you should definitely go and give these devices a try. If you're not looking to buy the 10 at all, maybe you're not impressed, you don't want to spend that much money, or whatever reason you have, just go. If you're looking for an upgrade part, the 8 and the 8 Plus are very capable devices. So that's the whole point of this video. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you disliked it, leave me a comment down below and let me know why you disliked it. If you're new around here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. Oh, and by the way, we also have a giveaway running right now, so I'll link to that video in the description as well, and you can go check out that as well. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.